I got more cares in this world than a Care Bear. You're listening to the Meathead Millionaire. You'll never see me choke because I'm the people's coach. I make my own scratch. I scratch my own itch. I'm the definition of rich because I created my own niche. This is Mark Belton, SuperTraining.tv, Super Training Gym, the strongest gym in the West, answering more questions today for the Power Project, brought to you by HowMuchYouBench.net, The Slingshot, and the only strength magazine in the world, ThePowerMagazine.com. This question for today is specifically for bodybuilding.com. And this message, the following message, is brought to you also by BSN, the makers of NO Explode. Now that we got all that stuff out of the way, let's get to the question. The question's about the squat. How do we do a squat, people's coach, without leaning forward? How do we keep good form as we go up in weight? How do we prevent ourselves from bowing forward? You kind of see it all the time. People go up in weight in the squat and they start to lean forward more and more and more. And they start to kind of bow forward and the hips aren't lowering any further. A couple of things to keep in mind here with the squat. The main thing here is to always try to keep in mind that we are trying to lower the hips throughout the entire range of motion. We're trying to lower the hips throughout the entire range of motion during a squat, or the entire lowering portion of the motion, I guess you would say. We're also trying not to allow the knee to travel too far downward. Not necessarily forward, but downward. Kind of think of a sissy squat. A sissy squat, you can get your knees going so far downward that you never break parallel. Your hips never get lower than where your kneecap is. And just to clarify, for those of you non-powerlifters out there, what we're trying to do when performing a squat, what everybody should be aiming for, is trying to get their hips lower than their knees. Trying to get your hips a little bit lower than the kneecap. That would be what's considered breaking parallel. That would be a legal lift in a powerlifting meet. So let's talk about this also and have you realize the fact that bowing forward a little bit in the squat is acceptable and in some cases preferred by some lifters. Some lifters like myself, I like to kind of lean forward a little bit when I go to do a squat. Now, there's a bunch of other factors here. There's a bunch of other things to keep in mind. When leaning forward, make sure you don't have your head, your chin too far away from your chest, because you sometimes see people get in these really wormy, squirmy positions, and then there's just dysfunction all over the place. So if there's going to be some form of dysfunction somewhere, kind of try to make sure that it's limited to being minor, and also try to make sure that it's coming just from like one area. So in other words, if you have a tendency to lean forward in your squat, you need a lot of other things to fall into place and to be clean in order for you to make that lift. If you're somebody who gets really, really super far forward on their knees and is just a straight up quad lifter and gets super upright, there's going to be some things that need to be in place with that as well. You're going to have to make sure that your knees aren't slamming in real hard as you go to come up out of the bottom of the squat, because if they do, you're going to more than likely miss the lift. So try to make sure that whatever it is your imperfections are, that they're not too catastrophic, they're not too obvious. And then on top of that, whatever you're able to manage, make sure that you're managing that and you're not causing issues in other areas. You're not messing up all across the board, I guess basically is what I'm trying to say. So with that lean forward, we want to, if you're going to lean forward at all, which it sounds like you're already doing, if you're going to be leaning forward at all, we want to make sure that our eyes are actually somewhat downward, either staring almost straight ahead or even just straight down at the ground. I've had people even kind of look at their shoes, and I know it just sounds, it doesn't sound right. I know, I understand, when people kind of say, hey, well, why are you trying to give advice and tell people to look down? I'm not trying to tell people to look down. I'm trying to have people maintain a more neutral spine. And so what I feel like is if they're bowing forward and their body weight's moving forward quite a bit, that they also may be at risk for having their head up too high, and then you're kind of doing this weird stripper deal, and things are just going to get really crazy then, because what's going to happen is their butt is going to shoot up first. And when you're already leaning forward in a squat and your butt shoots up first, you're really asking for trouble, because now you're turning this lift into not only a good morning, but you're turning it into like a 2-part lift, and we want to try to avoid that. So also, what we need to do before we ever even start our squats for the day is we're going to have to mobilize and mash a little bit. First things first is we need to warm up a little bit too. By a little bit, I mean we need about 8 to 10 minutes devoted to warming up, and we probably need another 4 to 6 minutes of trying to mobilize the hips a little bit. So what's a good warm-up? What would be a good warm-up for a squat workout? Just get your body warm. If you're at a commercial gym, hop on an exercise bike, hop on an elliptical, hop on a treadmill, especially in the wintertime, which it is here right now here in California, and it's getting just, it's only like 40-something degrees here today, 45, 50 degrees, which ain't so bad, but in other parts of the country, it's 0. So for those of you in those other parts of the country, make sure you're getting your body warm. Bring that body temperature up. Wear a couple layers into the gym if you have to. Get that body temperature up. Get your body moving properly, because when you're cold, it's hard for your body to really operate. It's hard for your body to be optimal. And so you got to get your body warm. So I would suggest any of those things, any piece of cardio equipment would be great. If you don't have access to that and you're in a different type of gym, you can jump rope. You can do jumping jacks. You can pull a sled. Anything basically to get your body warmed up and prepared and ready to go. After that, you're going to want to do just a little bit of stretching, a little bit of mobilizing, a little bit of stuff from my boy. Let's see here, and unbuckle my seatbelt since I'm not driving anywhere right now. From my boy Kelly Starrett, mobilitywod.com. Make sure you check that out. He's got a lot of great advice and advices. Also, if you go on the YouTubes and you type in Mark Bell and Kelly Starrett, you're going to see some stuff pop up. I actually hijacked his mobility wad one time and did some stretching for him. So I did some stretches that he showed me before doing a deadlift workout. But you're going to want to mobilize those hips. Get those hips to open up a little bit. Get some band distraction on there. If you don't know what I'm talking about, please do your homework. Please do your research and check out that mobilitywod.com. Check out Kelly Starrett's work because it's going to help you move better for the day. And you're going to have a better squat session because of it. If you don't understand any of that mumbo jumbo, get your body warm. Get underneath the bar and start squatting. And squat the bar for like 10 sets of 10 with short rest periods. And also try to sit at the bottom of those squats and move around. Find some sticky points. Find some points that are tight and move around. Move your hips forward, backward, side to side. Even do some good mornings with the bar. Just keep moving yourself until you're working out some of these kinks. Take 135 for a set of 10. Or just whatever your normal warm-up progression is. Take a few extra sets in those warm-up progressions to get yourself ready for the day. Now, how do we keep ourselves from bowing forward as the weights get heavier and heavier? This is a special exercise need that you're going to have to do after your heavy training sets or in place of your heavy training for the day. You can do something like pause squats would be good. You can do front squats, something like a hack squat or a leg press. Anything that gets into the quads would be good. That's going to help keep you more upright because you're going to be more comfortable using your quads when your quads are a little bit stronger. Let's see, a couple other things on staying upright in the squat is just focus. Doing sets of 5, sets of 6, sets of 8, and really concentrating on staying upward throughout each and every rep of each and every set. Make sure that you're becoming proficient at the exercise. Make sure you're getting better at the exercise, not just getting stronger. Make sure that you're getting better. Make sure you're moving the weight better. Maybe your best squat's 315. There's nothing wrong with using 225 for 10 sets of 3 or 10 sets of 5 reps really working on being precise, learning the timing, not leaning forward, pushing against your belt. By the way, when you push against your belt, a belt does not only brace your back, it braces your stomach. Without the use of your stomach, it will not even really brace your back all that much. So push your stomach outward against your belt. You want to push kind of down and outward against that belt. You don't want to suck the belly button in. You'll hear some experts over the years kind of saying suck the stomach in or pull the belly button in tight to the spine and all this weird stuff. Well, you know what? Those are a bunch of suckers that never put any points up on the scoreboard. I have squatted 1,080. I've squatted over 1,000 pounds many times in competition. Also have been around some people much, much stronger than myself, including some raw lifters like Stan Efferding, who squatted 905 in my gym raw. And you want to, trust me, you want to push outward against that belt. Ab exercises will actually help improve your stability and help keep you more upright. You can do ab exercise with a belt on. That'll teach you how to use your belt properly for those of you that don't know how to use your belt. For those of you thinking about, when do I put a belt on? Put your belt on approximately like 75-80% of your max is a good time to put your belt on. But you could put your belt on for planks. You can put your belt on for side bends. You can put your belt on for a weighted sit-up with a pause. But you want to really try to emphasize, another good exercise would be pull down abs. Put your belt on kind of loose and kind of emphasize pushing your stomach muscles outward against that belt. Take air into your stomach and push your stomach outward. For those of you that think that's going to make you look fat, powerlifters look fat because they are fat in most cases, or in many cases, I should say. They don't look fat because they have strong stomachs. Look at Konstantin Konstantinov or someone like Stan Efferding, who has tremendous stomach development. They do not look fat by any means. They're pretty ripped and pretty shredded. So try to push your stomach outward. Exercises that are going to help are going to be, again, I'll just say it, wrap it all up here. A front squat could be beneficial to keeping you more upright in your squats. Any sort of quad movement would be good. Could be a leg extension, could be a leg press, could be a hack squat. Any of those types of movements. Single leg movements might be beneficial, as well as something like lunges. So you have a front squat, you got some other quad movements, you have some ab exercises, such as a weighted sit-up. I like to do stuff for time and for pauses with ab movements, just because I feel that they're superior that way. So 10-second holds, maybe you do 5 reps, and you do 10-second holds throughout various positions of that exercise. I know this video went a little bit long, but it's a tough topic to tackle in a short period of time. So work on staying upright, do some repetitions in your squats, and really learn how to be precise and really learn how to do the movement properly. Become the excellence of execution like Bret the Hitman Hart. Strength is never weakness, and that is it from supertraining.tv.